This is Ken Jacobson, NMLS number 215044. And this is your mortgage market recap for the week of August 22nd through today, the 26th. This week we got new home sales, signed contracts on new construction, and they were down. They are now down 30% year over year. But let's look into this a little bit. There were 464,000 homes, new construction, listed for sale. Of that number, only 45,000, less than 10%, were actually completed that you could buy and move into. 22% not even started. 66% still under construction. But the mainstream media loves doom and gloom, as we all know. And they said, wait a minute, 464,000 for sale, and at the current pace of absorption of new construction, we got a glut on the market. We got 10.9 months supply. We do not have a glut on the market. If you factor in the fact that only 45,000 were completed, you got a 1 month supply. Pending home sales came in. They were down 1% in July and are now down 20% year over year. We're definitely seeing a slowdown in activity, but not a slowdown in prices. They are still going up. National Association of Realtors chief economist said that he thinks we are at or very near the bottom in contract signings, that they will continue to go up throughout the rest of the year. He also said that price increases are still in double digits year over year, but they expect that to modify to about 5% by the end of this year and into next year. We got GDP, gross domestic product. Now that tells you how the economy's doing. The read on the final reading on the first quarter, January, February, March, was minus 1.6%. Not good. The economy is contracting instead of expanding. This is the second read on the second quarter, April, May, June. There'll be one more at the end of September. But right now, this came in at minus 0.6%, a little better than expected, but still negative. So we now have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. We have never had 2 consecutive quarters negative and not had a recession. And many in the economy are saying we are in a recession right now. Jobless claims. Jobless claims came in down 2,000. Yay! Some good news. PCE, personal consumption expenditure. Now, PCE is the Federal Reserve's favorite measure of inflation. We don't know why. We don't think it gives enough weight to the cost of putting a roof over your head or out-of-pocket medical costs, but it doesn't matter. This is what the Federal Reserve likes to look at, and so that's what we're going to look at. Okay, it came in, the headline number, down to 6.3% year over year. Almost entirely, the drop almost entirely can be attributed to the price of gasoline going down. But when this was done, gasoline, oil was 86 bucks a barrel. Oil is now above $92 a barrel again, so it'll go back up. The headline number, which cuts out volatile food and energy prices, which are where you and I are feeling all the pain, it was down to 4.6%. When I talk about the Federal Reserve raising or lowering rates, I'm talking about the Fed funds rate. The Fed funds rate is the rate that banks charge each other to borrow money overnight, literally 24 hours, not your mortgage rate. Now, the Federal Reserve raises and lowers that rate to curb inflation, to stimulate the economy or slow down the economy. When they raise the rates, they hope to slow it down and bring inflation under control. Right now, inflation is at a 41-year high. This morning, Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chairman, spoke and gave his update on policy from Jackson Hole, the economic symposium that's going on. And he said, even though the PCE came down a little bit, you can't base everything on one set of numbers for 1 month. He said the Federal Reserve will continue to raise rates, that's the Fed funds rate, will continue to raise rates until they get inflation down to where they want it to be, their 2% range. He went back and cited Paul Volcker. Paul Volcker was chairman of the Federal Reserve from 1979 to 1987. He raised the Fed funds rate to 20%. He was fighting double-digit inflation. Our Fed funds rate is at 2.75%. Well, anyway, Jerome Powell said they're going to keep raising it until they get it under control. So we're going to see rates, especially on your credit cards and on short-term debt, are going to go up. When you raise or lower inflation, you directly affect mortgage rates. When inflation comes down, mortgage rates go down. When it goes up, your mortgage rate goes up. So we're applauding the Fed for aggressively attacking inflation. It should start to bring your mortgage rates down. If you have applied for a mortgage and you're closing in the next 30 days, you should have already locked in your rate. If you have not locked in your rate, or have not applied, or not happy with the current lender you're dealing with, call me or call Aaron. That's what we do, and we're good at it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, a great weekend, and God bless you. Oh, and people be safe out there.